Hello guys, Afam here. Quick talk about Igira, the second boss in the raid. On Heroic, mostly due to Mythic having other overlaps, and we probably just gonna copy one of the early kills. I will have a look at the overlaps though probably in the last minute of this video. But for Heroic, what to look out for? Obviously the swords, we just dodge these frontals. If we look at these zones that come out that leave the swirly with the weapon that needs to be destroyed. The longer the weapon is up, the more energy the boss gains. So we place them, could even be a bit closer to the boss as long as it's not under the boss, have some space for melees. And also what to look out for is to not stack 3 people. You can stack 2. It deals about like 25% damage per circle. So if you stack 2, that's completely fine. So we would stack them close, and everybody swaps on these spears, melees as well. You do take damage if you stand inside the zone, but I do think it's healable. So we just kill them as soon as possible. Whoever is speared cannot move out, you will get dragged back and stunned, so just tank the damage. Ideally only from one zone though, so if you're that guy you can stand out to the edge to only take damage from one zone and not both. I'm skipping ahead. Frontal again, we just dodge. And then is already the intermission, so to say. So the 3 weapons are active. On Heroic we do soak 1 and then that weapon will become active. If you look at what weapon does what. X is the group soak where we split the raid in 2. The boss will smash on the tank and needs to be soaked. He does it 2 times, so that's why we split the raid in 2. The sword the boss will jump on a player. On PTR it was the farthest player from the boss, so we can bait it. Just avoid the jump smash and the swirlies. And for the dagger, the half the raid will get heal absorb. Once the absorb is done, they shoot out orbs. So what it looks like. Also, this might be the most difficult part from the fight, in my opinion. At least from PTR, it was fairly difficult to actually soak the circle, because all these swirlies come out underneath random players. And we can also only soak one of these circles. After that you get a debuff that deals 100% more damage if you soak again, which is maybe healable with some shenanigans. But let's say on Heroic, in my idea, we do have a couple of players assigned, probably healers and tanks, because the damage ramps up towards the end of the fight. So if healer tanks soak this early, that will be good. But you do have to dodge these swirlies and then get back in fairly quickly to soak again. And then same thing for second and third. There's 2 options. We just split the raid in 3 groups and have 1, 2, and 3 soak. We can also say that the second one, the majority of players is assigned who hasn't done them yet. And then for the third one, we have everybody who doesn't have the debuff, plus everybody who has a debuff but their personal up. So with DRs they can maybe soak once more. And then also immunities at the end are good to soak, even though the swirlies hit the ground, because they do kill you fairly easily if you stand inside of them. So we'll see how we manage them. It's probably pretty difficult. The mechanic itself after soaking the weapon is not that hard. So if we look at what's happening here, that is the tank smash. That is if we soak the X on Heroic. Just half the raid is assigned and soaks this. And that will happen 2 times. Obviously you get a debuff after soaking, so don't soak twice in a row. Then if we skip ahead to see the other mechanic, this is the jump. This is if we soak the sword. He targets the player that is farthest away, he just stands outside. And obviously just don't get hit by this circle, as well as these swirlies, just avoid. And then he targets another ranged. The first one has an indicator, he has like a red arrow above his head. But the second one doesn't have that, so just be aware of where he's going. easily baited by any ranged. If we say melees are just stacked on the boss, everybody's stacked. One guy moves out, baits the first one. Another guy moves away, baits the second one. So that this will be the safe spot, so to say. Fairly easy. Just dodge. And the third one is the heal absorb, if you skip ahead to see what it looks like. So this is the heal absorb going about on half the rate. On PTR we did stack all of them. We can't do that anymore. They don't want that, so that's why they have this circle. They will explode once the heal absorb is done. So if you get this circle, just move away from the boss so that under the boss is the safe zone. We can sort of be in a circle around the boss. Just wait to get healed. Use some self-healing if you need to before it runs out, I believe. And then once it's healed off, if we see it, not sure if we see it in this video actually, you will shoot out orbs that need to be dodged. Yeah, that's the whole phase. We can choose whatever we want first. I'm not sure about the priorities yet, but we'll see. And if we look at Mythic now, just to see what's going on. If we soak one thing, that means we do get the mechanics from the other two. So you sort of get rid of one of the things. And looking from this raid planner from Andrew T on YouTube, he says, for example, you get axe and sword, so we would soak dagger. If we get axe and sword, we need to soak on the tank with two groups, and he also jumps away. The order will be that we all are close to the boss, or half the raid is soaking, one guy is baiting the jump, so he jumps 1-2, then he's smashing the tank again, second group needs to soak, and he jumps again. If that happens, we just need to be aware that be close to the boss if you're assigned to soak, and probably good to have the two baiters as well in position. Fairly easy. If we get dagger and sword, meaning we soaked the axe, we get the jump and the heal absorb. Nicely to see the order as well. We get the absorb first into jumps. So that means everybody should be close again. If you get the absorb, you move out, sort of just away from the boss. And basically dodging the jump as well. This is a bit harder to bait because people move out. That means just that if you see the jump, you move away. And the tricky overlap here will be that while moving away, you get healed and you have to dodge orbs as well. So you kind of need to dodge the jump, the swirlies, and the orbs that fly out. A lot of movement. And of course, also look out that the absorb doesn't run out. So use some sort of self-healing. I'm not sure actually if it can run out, but self-healing usually is good here. And the third overlap is with dagger and axe, meaning we have soaked the sword, he doesn't jump, he instead does the heal absorb and the group soak. Order is absorb into soak. That means everybody should be somewhat close again. If you get the absorb, you move out. And here we don't have groups assigned. Instead, the assignment is if you do not get the first heal absorb, you're gonna soak, because this is the absorb is on half the rate. The other half doesn't have the absorb and they can soak the smash. They get healed, we dodge the orbs. Then all of these people get the second absorb. I do believe you can't get them twice in a row. So all of these would move out. You can do this already early to pre-position because you know you get them already. And all of the people that had the first absorb, they can now get to the boss and soak. Looks pretty fun. It is the second boss in the raid, so it shouldn't be too difficult. At least the mechanics itself doesn't look hard, but what does look hard is to get the actual soak on the weapons. I'm not quite sure how to do them yet, but if someone has an idea, feel free to let me know. Yeah, thanks for listening. Peace out, guys. Bye-bye.